Good morning. This week you're going to do lessons 110 and 111, and then you have a review worksheet. Next week we will have off, so get a little bit of break. And so we're going to start with simple interest and compound interest. And this is the one lesson that we'll let you use a calculator on. You don't need the fancy one like I have, just a simple scientific calculator is all you need. Anyway, so we're gonna get started with that. And just so you know, this is the second time I'm shooting this video because the first one didn't take. All right, so starting off with simple interest. All right, simple interest is interest that is earned on the principal amount. And it's earned on the principal amount only. All right, so if I have $100 in the bank, and I'm gonna earn a 5% interest, that's the annual interest. All right, so at the end of the first year, 5% of the 100 is gonna be $5 that I earn. All right, and so this is after first year. And so now I have $105 in the bank. Okay. All right, so another year goes by, I don't do anything to that money, and it's still sitting there. And so now, after the second year, I earn another $5 because 100 is the principal amount. Even though I have $105 in there, this is my principal amount, okay? So after second year, we earn another $5. And so now we have $110 in the bank. And so that's how it would keep going each year. It'd be, then 115, 120. So like I said, it only earns on that principal amount there. Okay. The other interest is compound interest, and that differs from the simple interest. Okay. So compound interest, it is earned on the total amount that is currently in the bank. All right. So so you can earn interest on the interest, and that's why it's called compound, because it just keeps compounding. All right. So it's going to start off the same. So we have $100 in the bank. We're going to earn 5% interest. So after the first year, we earn $5, and I now have $105. Right. So then the next year comes along, and so it's after 2 years. And so now I'm going to earn the interest on 105. And so the interest on 105 is $5.25. And so now I have 110 and 25 cents. Okay. And so then we could go on again that third year. All right. So now we're going to earn 5% of the 110. I believe that came out to be $5.51. I'm not sure, it might be 56. And this is why I get to use your calculator. Yeah, it is 51 cents. Okay. All right, so then that total, after the third year, you have 115 and 76 cents. Okay, so we just keep on going. The nice part about using the calculator when you're doing the compound interest, it doesn't work with ones like this, but it should work with those basic scientific calculators. The shortcut, because like what if we wanted to know after the 5th year, okay? So I would have to keep doing 115.76 times, and then that answer okay, so it'll get to, after the 5th year, $127.63. Alright, so the shortcut on the calculator is that you take that amount and you put it in, so you'd have your 100, and if you multiply it by 1.05, this is skipping the step of finding the interest instead of multiplying it by 0.05 and getting the $5 and then adding, multiplying by 1.05 makes 2 steps 1 step. Okay, and so on the simpler calculators, you can keep hitting that enter button 5 times, and it will keep taking the number before. So it's going to take the 105, multiply it by 1.05, and get 110. And then you hit enter again, and then that's going to give you the 115. Hit enter again, and then one more time. And so after the 5th time, it'll give you the 127. So like I said, the calculators make it nice that you can just keep hitting that button, and it's a lot easier to do. Okay. All right. The other part of this lesson is called successive discounts. And so that is when you have an amount, we're at the store, and there's an item that's already been on sale, and then now it's on clearance, and it'll say take an additional % off. And so that doesn't mean, like if the first percent was 50% off, and then it said take an additional 25% off, that does not mean take 75% off of the original amount of that item. Okay, you take the 25% off of the new amount. All right, so let's just say we started with an item that was $100. All right, 50% off of that $100, the sale price is $50. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the item is not now $25. Okay, we got to take 25% off of the new amount, the $50. All right, and so 25% off of 50 that is $12.50 is what comes off of there, and then so the final sale price is $37.50. Okay. All right. Another way to do this is using our ratio boxes or percent boxes that we've learned before. Okay. Where we start with our original, and then we have our percent change, and we have our new. All right, and so we have our percent, and we have our actual. All right, so let's say that there's an item that originally is $400. Okay. All right, so we know that that original price is 100%, because remember that box always starts out as 100. All right, we're going to take 25% off, and so our new percent is 75. And so we need to see what is the sale price here. All right, so we can use our ratios. 100 over 75 equals 400 over x. All right, we can reduce this down. And so cross multiplying, I have 4x equals 1200, and then x, we divide by 4, equals 300. All right, so now that item on sale is $300. Okay, now we're going to take an additional 20% off. And so we come over here and make a new box. And so same thing, original, percent change, and new. Okay, all right, so now my original amount is the $300 that we found over here. so that is now the 100% amount, because we're starting over basically. Okay, I'm gonna now take 20% off, and so now I'm looking for 80%, and we're looking for what that final sale price is. All right, so again, we set up those ratios, and we can reduce down. So now I have 5x equals 1200. We divide by 5, and x is, I believe it's $240. Okay, so that's how we do the successive discounts. Do the first one, and then you kind of zero that out to be your new original, and do the second one. Okay. All right. The other lesson that we're going to do, 111, it is on scientific notation. Okay. And where'd it go? All right, so now we're going to we've learned to add, subtract, and multiply, and now we're going to learn to divide scientific notation numbers. We're going to start, if you remember when multiplying, we would add the exponents to get our answer. And so with dividing, we are going to subtract the exponents. All right, so if I had 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 4th, then all I'm going to do is I've got basically 10 to the 7 minus 4, which is 10 cubed. Okay. All right, putting that with the scientific notation numbers, we have 3 times 10 to the 6 divided by 6 times 10 to the 4th. All right, so I know that 6 is the bigger number, but don't divide 3 into 6. This is 3 divided by 6, okay? And so 3 divided by 6 is 0.5. All right, and so then I've got 10 to the 6th divided by 10 to the 4th. So we're going to subtract those exponents. 6 minus 4, which gives me 2. All right, this is not done because we've got to move that decimal, because this decimal, we've got to have one number to the left of the decimal. All right, so this one's going to kind of come out funny. Since we're moving it this way, we're going to take 1 away. So it's 5 times 10 to the 1, which of course we would write that as 50, not as a scientific notation number. Anyway, that's how it just came out to be. All right, let's do another one. All right. We have 4. Let's see. 10 to the 5th divided by 8 times 10 to the 10th. Okay, so again, like that other one, 4 divided by 8 is 0.5. And then here I've got 5 minus 10, so I've got a negative 5. Again, we can't leave that decimal there, we've got to move it. And so that's going to be 5. And since I'm adding when we're decimal, where these are going that way, it's going to be times 10 to the 6th. Okay. Let's see. Let's do 0.6 times 10 to the 7th divided by 7 times 10 to the negative 5th. 5.6 divided by 7 is 0.8. Okay. And then over here I've got 10 to the 7 minus negative 5. Alright, so remember minus and negative is really plus. So I've got 7 plus 5. And I've got 10 to the 12th. Alright, so remember again, we're going to move that decimal. And so it's going to be 8 times 10 to the 11th. Let's do one more. Alright, 7.2 times 10 to the 7th divided by 1.2 times 10, what is it? 10 to the 10th. Okay, so 7.2 divided by 1.2, we need to look at that. We need to move that decimal, right, which moves this decimal. So I have 72 divided by 12, and we know that that is 6. Okay. So I have 6 times 10, and I've got 7 minus 10, which is negative 3. This one worked out nicely. We don't have to move anything, so this is our final answer. Okay. Alright, so that is lesson 111. So you've got 110, 111, the review worksheet, and spring break next week. So everybody have a good week. Everybody stay healthy, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. Alrighty.